Welcome back to another video, and today we'll be talking about two big emotional players that played after something that might happen in the future or something that happened the day before. And you guys might be wondering, what's this on the back of the screen? Well, that is a picture of Nicholas Baxter, oh, not Nicholas Baxter, Orlov and Oshie. Now, before we get to that, I want to tell you the reason why I have that. Now, yesterday, the Capitals were taking on the Rangers, and you may have heard the big fight between Tom Wilson and Tony Panarin. Let's just say karma came into play. On the first draw of the game, first face off the game, there were three fights in the first face off the game. Then there were another three fights. There were 6 and 5 minutes, and Tom Wilson took the beating of it as he was fighting with, I think, Brendan Smith. I don't know which Rangers player it is, but I believe it was Brendan Smith. You guys can take a look at that fight. Tom Wilson left with an upper body injury. He did not return, but I think for Rangers fans, they got to be pretty soaked with the things that are happening. And this was a lot of emotions, a lot of physicality. It was a bit of a doozy one. Now, speaking of emotions, you may have noticed about TJ Oshie didn't play the last game because of family reasons. Well, we just learned yesterday that his father passed away at the age of 56. TJ Oshie called him Coach Osh, Coach Oshie, or Coach Osh, whatever Oshie called him. Yesterday was a bit of an emotional roller coaster. TJ Oshie missed one game, I think one or two games, because he wanted to go to see his father before coming to the game. And tonight's game, he was thinking he was back, and oh boy, would he ever! For the first period on the power play, TJ Oshie snipes a shot past Alexander Georgiev. Then on another power play, he scores again, and then after that, he would not score until the empty net goal. Now, for TJ Oshie, it's a bit of an emotional one. Missing the last game, going to see his father. TJ Oshie called him Coach Osh. And you may have, if you guys remember, noticed or watched the Stanley Cup finals between the Caps and the Knights, TJ Oshie's dad actually came to surprise him with the cup. And I think with TJ Oshie, if you saw the end of the clip of the TJ Oshie hat trick, you may have seen him in tears. There's no man in the world that has this big of a heart as TJ Oshie or what he had to do. A hat trick in his thing back from a return. I mean, there are some players that had to take a leave of absence for family reasons, like in 2016-17, Craig Anderson. Remember, he missed most of the time because of his wife with Cole with cancer. So and Craig Anderson had to miss a lot of time. And when King Anderson played, he had a shutout, and then he missed more time. He got another shutout. Also shows that a lot of players have a lot of heart. Yeah, a lot of heart in this game. So it's a bit of emotion for Craig Anderson that's connected to TJ Oshie's story. Uh, Craig Anderson actually got a surprise in Boston once he won Game 6 of the first round, going to see his wife hugging it out, knowing the emotional roller coaster he and his team has been for the Ottawa Senators as they would advance to the Eastern Conference Finals only to lose to Pittsburgh, and we know the whole story. So for TJ Oshie, I think he's going to absorb all this win and feel like, and even though his father might not be here, I think TJ Oshie feels like his father is right there sitting, watching him score a goal. A pretty emotional night for him. Another emotional night for David Backes, and you may have not heard of David Backes, but he was a St. Louis captain for 5 of his 10 seasons in St. Louis. And it was a pretty emotional game for him, as this could be his last game in St. Louis. He was an Anaheim Duck because he got traded from Boston a few years ago, if I recall that. So let's talk about David Backes' career. David Backes was selected I believe, the 2000. He was traded in 2015-16 season, so he was drafted in 2005, and was physical, and he was St. Louis's best player. If you want to know some of the moments he had, date back his moment. I believe if we had to go back to 2015-16 playoffs, he had 14 points, 7 goals, 7 assists, as his team went only up to the Western Conference Finals. So for David Backes to have 14 points and get this far, it's pretty emotional for him. He then unfortunately went not. I think he either got traded or signed. I'm not sure what it was, but he went to Boston for 4 years, and then got traded to Anaheim for Andre Cash and other players. If you guys remember the trade, so it's going to be either his last game. He's played 965 NHL games this in his career, and if this is his last night, oh, he had one hell of a career, and it's pretty emotional that we may not see him. And maybe he returns next season to maybe sign a 1 year deal with St. Louis, maybe for the final time. Maybe play 1,000 game to play his 1,000 game and be proud. Speaking of 1,000 game, someone scored his 1,000 point tonight. Kopitar scored his 1,000 point tonight. I'll lead you this, and then to top it all off, I think this could spell a disaster. The pesky Senators take down the Canadiens, and that's all I'm about to say. So tonight, I'm just gonna run trades to taste. Leafs play the Habs, and the Habs is trying Jake Allen, which could cause disaster. A back-to-back game seems pretty risky. So hopefully, you guys like this video, and remember, watch it, subscribe, watch all the videos that I've had, and stay safe.